CARICOM heads of government wrapped up their 30th Inter-Sessional Summit in St. Kitts and Nevis this week, with major decisions on a number of matters, including a measure to secure the rights of spouses and dependents of persons who move among member states to live and work. Welcome to a special feature of the CARICOM 5 in 5 on the outcomes of the Inter-Sessional meeting, which was held in St. Kitts and Nevis. I am Tusankin English Francis along with Ms. Michelle Nurse of the CARICOM Secretariat's Communications Unit. Quite a significant week for CARICOM, Michelle.
Yes, indeed. CARICOM Chairman Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, gave an update on the decisions to the media following the meeting.
All member states participating in the CSNE have now signed the Protocol on Contingent Rights. 9 countries have agreed to apply provisionally the protocol. This means that the nationals of those countries, their spouses and dependents, will benefit from additional rights, such as primary education when they move from one member state of the community to another, one member state of the community to another. We have also reached agreement on a protocol to deal with public procurement that will open the regional market for goods and services procured by public entities. 2 countries signed this agreement during the course of the meeting.
CARICOM heads of government also addressed the European Union's continuing unjust blacklisting of countries in the region for alleged tax infractions. The CARICOM Secretary General Ambassador Erwin Larocque provided the media with the meeting's decisions on the issue, which has been having an adverse effect on several member states' economies.
The manner in which the European Union has taken it upon themselves to set certain criteria which go above and beyond criteria set by the OECD, which is a recognized international body that looks at matters of tax and good governance. In particular, extremely concerned that the opportunity for dialogue with member states who are so blacklisted or graylisted is almost non-existent. We feel that there is significant overreach into the sovereignty of member states, and we go so far as to consider it, especially for those member states whose economy relies heavily on the revenue derived from the national business sector, and assault on the economies of these countries.
The CARICOM heads hosted as their special guest the President of Estonia, Her Excellency Kersti Kaljulaid, whose country has rapidly become a world leader in e-governance services. The President came with strong advice for regional leaders. Move towards providing a digital identity for citizens, but do it together as CARICOM.
In digital sphere, people rely on what? They rely on Google and Amazon nicknames. I mean, this is not serious. It's government's business to provide secure identification. And it took a very long time for governments globally to realize it. We are happy it's now realized. In Europe, we have more and more digital identities. But you know, there is a problem with Europe in this sense that everybody has their own. And we have to connect each other through a specially created, expensive system. And here comes my first advice, if I may, to this region here, to CARICOM community. Do it together. Have a single digital strong identity, which you will commonly guarantee. It doesn't matter which technology you use as long as it is secure. You can give digital signatures and you can timestamp your signatures. It can be blockchain, but it can also be KSI, keyless signature infrastructure, which is less energy consuming and more environmentally friendly than blockchain. Whichever you choose, our advice sincerely is do it together. I know your common strategy right now is more related to creating digital infrastructure and communications, and so that the information flow does not have to travel long distance and could remain in the region. And this is very valued objective you have. But I hope you would arrive at one point to the conclusion that creating a single digital CARICOM identity would be extremely beneficial for the region. And I think it will help you to leapfrog massively into the among the digital communities.
The advice comes as the community is advancing work on the creation of a single ICT space.
This week's meeting also further examined CARICOM's position on the ongoing crisis in Venezuela and issued the following statement.
The Caribbean Community CARICOM is deeply concerned by the recent further escalation of tensions in the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela and the ensuing increase in hardship and suffering of the population, exacerbated by the imposition of sanctions. The people of Venezuela must be allowed to decide their own future in accordance with the principles of the United Nations Charter: non-intervention, non-interference, prohibition of the threat of use of force, respect for the rule of law, human rights and democracy. As CARICOM has ceaselessly advocated, for this objective to be attained, there has to be a meaningful and internal dialogue between the contending parties. This dialogue must determine how best the crisis can be resolved within the confines of the Constitution and the rule of law, whether by referendum, elections, or any other agreed mechanism. Nothing short of this will lead to the quelling of this crisis or provide the relief that all Venezuelans desire.
The meeting also agreed on measures that will benefit regional travelers, Michelle.
Yes, Tisankin. Heads of government agreed that member states should review domestic taxes and related charges to air transportation. This should in effect simplify, streamline, and eliminate taxes which have had a negative effect on the demand for and provision of air transportation services. Improvement in maritime services was also discussed at the meeting.
Chairman of the conference, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris of St. Kitts and Nevis, immediate past Chairman, Prime Minister the Most Honorable Andrew Holness of Jamaica, and the CARICOM Secretary General Ambassador Erwin LaRocque addressed the opening session of the meeting. Their messages pivoted on the need to advance progress already achieved in the CSME, closer regional unity in a changing global environment, and the community's strong concerns on blacklisting Venezuela and Haiti.
In other news, the Honorable Andrew Fahey was appointed as the new Premier of the British Virgin Islands following his party's victory in general elections on Monday. Mr. Fahey's party, the Virgin Islands Party, gained a majority of the seats of elected members of the House of Assembly.
A bit of sports news. Veteran cricket star Chris Gayle struck a scintillating 25th one-day international 100 and passed 10,000 career runs on Wednesday in the fourth ODI between West Indies and England in Grenada. The West Indies fell just short of completing their highest ever successful run chase, slipping to a 29-run defeat to England. What a match, Michelle.
Yes, it was. You can get the latest of what is happening in the community by visiting the CARICOM website at www.caricom.org, the CARICOM Secretariat's news blog at today.caricom.org. Our social media sites are on the links below.
Thank you for watching. See you next time.